How you doing, guys? Back for another review. Got another beer here from the Albino Rhino. This one's a bit of a mystery to me. I tried to do a little bit of research on them, but their website's very one-dimensional, I guess. It doesn't really give much information other than here's what our beers we have. And it's one of those one-page things that you can tell the person who did it isn't a professional web designer at all. But, you know, whatever. This is from Church Key Brewing out of Campbellford, Ontario. Their Northumberland Ale, which would reference the Northumberland Strait, which basically separates fucking like the maritime provinces from the sort of separates the maritime provinces from the more western provinces, you know, the central Canada and then western Canada. It is 5% alcohol by volume, 341 milliliter bottle, of course. Yeah, I couldn't get much on this. Like, Rate Beer and fucking Beer Advocate do not agree on what the style is. One of them said it was a cream ale. The other one said it was, I think, a English bitter or maybe it was a stock ale or something like that. 'Cause I saw 3 or 4 different descriptions of what this beer was supposed to be, which makes it sound like typical North American bullshit, less than a pale ale, where we don't really have a good description for it, so we're not going to say nothing. We're just going to call it ale and let other people decide. But yeah, Church Key, apparently they're actually set up in an old church, which is cool. You know, actual good use for a church for once. Oh, am I going to get some unsubs for that one? Who gives a fuck? Alright, so we'll open this. We'll see if I can decide what the fuck this is supposed to be. Well, I'm looking at the color right now, and I'm saying it ain't an IPA, it ain't a pale ale, because it's a little too pale even for what you would consider a pale ale these days. That is looking like one of your stock ale / export ales that you get from like Mill Street Stock Ale, Olin Export Ale, and hopefully it'll be a lot better than Olin Export Ale, and if it's as good as Mill Street Stock Ale, I'll be happy with this. So, a little bit of a white head there, not much. So it's basically your golden straw color, approaching amber, very close, it's sort of in between. It's great to aroma. Musty grain smell. It's really musty malt grain kind of smell. Not getting any hop character really at all. It smells okay. It smells better than your average lager or anything like that. Maybe a little bit of sweetness as well coming from the malt, but it's very, very much in the background. And I guess this is like their flagship beer as well for their brewery. So we'll give it a go here. Not much more to say. Cheers. Stock ale. Totally a stock ale. This reminds me instantly of Mill Street Stock Ale. It is so similar. It's got that slightly bready, dry, grainy malt taste to it. No hop character at all, really. Finish is very clean. It's quite watery. Honestly, if you gave this to me in a glass and you did not tell me what it was, I would think it was Mill Street Stock Ale just by tasting it. It is so similar. And that's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing at all. It's, you know, it's your macro answer to those export ales that are more lagerish than anything else that you get from macro companies. It's your answer to Olin Export. And it's not a bad thing. This beer has its place. I like stock ales, actually. I mean, I'd go for those for summer drinks before I'd go for lagers, honestly. Because I'm more of a malt maniac, I guess, instead of a hop head still. So if you're going for like lagers, there's a chance you're going to get like some sort of hop character. This has really no hop character at all. It's very much more about the slight malt character and the watery drinkability of the whole thing. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm gonna go 3 out of 5. I can't in good conscience give it anything else. I mean, it's just a very user-friendly sort of stock ale kind of thing. One of those beers you just drink. You don't think about perfect fucking patio beer, barbecue beer, lawnmower beer. Excuse me, however you want to fucking say it. So yeah, Church Key looks like they make a lot of different interesting beers. This is probably their least interesting one, I'd imagine. But you know, when you have a flagship beer, you don't necessarily want to make it different or interesting. You want to make it user-friendly. The kind of beer that sucks people in, gets them in your pubs or whatever, in your restaurants, gets them, you know, trying other beers from that brewery after they've had this one. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I hope someday to try some more stuff from Church Key. This is very cool. Thanks the Albino Rider for sending this one. Northumberland Ale from Church Key. That is getting a 3 out of 5. Alright guys, we'll see you later.